Hey, what's up, guys? This is Sherman from Steam for Life, where I talk about everything related to Steam. No, not the Steam game library, that's not what I'm referring to, but basically, I love to talk about anything that has to do with science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. So basically, we talk about um, the tech field, we talk about innovation, we talk about electronics, robotics, IoT, we talk about STEAM education, and yeah, the whole nine yards around that area. All right, so recently I actually bought a bunch of items from Pimoroni. I actually ordered it over the recent weekend, and I was quite surprised that it got delivered really fast. I thought it was gonna take maybe like 5 days or 7 days or something like that, or 10 days, but it came within just, I think, 3 days. If I'm just trying to calculate it off the top of my head right now. So anyway, I did actually want to get quite a number of things that is on my wish list, and I actually posted this on my feeds, right, my social media feeds a while back. But unfortunately, because I have to think about my budget, and as a content creator, I feel blessed that in spite of the current climate and the way things are, I still managed to get a few paid gigs. I don't get a lot of paid gigs these days, as much as I used to, but I do get them. And when I do get them, I try my best to set it aside so that some of those funds either goes into my savings, or I can actually reinvest them into getting products that I would want to tinker with, or to sort of review, even though I might not have a product collaboration or partnership with the company or the brand. Obviously, I have hopes that in the near future, who knows, maybe me and Pimoroni might actually, Steam for Life and Pimoroni might actually have a brand partnership. But the thing is that when I'm working with a lot of the different brands right now, in most of the cases, I actually bought and used those products and services on my own for quite a while before they actually took notice and decided that they want to work with me as a content creator. So that has been most of the cases. There are, yes, a few cases where the brands actually approach me as a first time basis. But yeah, 95% of the time, I usually collaborate with brands that I'm already passionate about. And I think Pimoroni is a brand. I saw the products online. I came across the brand because I was reading one of the Hackspace magazines that came out a couple of months ago. So their product was actually being featured in one of the articles, and from there I was like, hey, you know what? This looks so interesting. So I went on there. I went online. I went on their website. I checked it out, and I realized that their products are just really cool. Really interesting. I think that the right word is that it's really interesting. And the other plus factor is because they have products that complement the Raspberry Pi Pico. So having a free Pico that was sort of a freebie giveaway because I subscribed to the Hackspace magazine for 1 year. So I got that as a free gift, and I thought, you know what, having this additional um, hardware, that I can play around with and tinker with, would be a really, really good way of exploring what they offer, as well as what a Raspberry Pi Pico can do. So honestly, I would just say that ordering this bunch of items from Pimoroni is more like scratching my itch as a Steam enthusiast. It's not that I need them, but they're just fun to play with and nice to have, as a enthusiast. And also because here in Singapore, we are currently sort of in this semi-lockdown, which is kind of like the third. We call it circuit breaker, but it's not a circuit breaker technically, but technically we can't dine out. So it's actually we stuck at home. I mean, there's no reason to go out. So yeah, so it's kind of like a semi lockdown, that's just how I put it and how I see it. So since we're gonna be home for maybe another 2 3 weeks, I thought it'd be a great way to spend my time at home because well, I work night shifts and I obviously work 5 days a week and I get 2 days of break every week. This month I actually get a lot more break than other months because I'm sort of in a clearing leave and having some additional makeup off days that I have not used in the past, so I get to clear them all this month. So I have quite a lot of off days this month that I can spend it on tinkering and doing the things that I want, 3D printing and so on. So I thought Pimoroni will be one of the good ways for me to use my time on the off days. Right, so I actually ordered quite a bunch of items, like Raspberry Pi Sans hat, something I didn't have previously, I missed out on, so I got it. The Raspberry Pi 4GB, so that is something that I ordered as well. Pico Proto, Pico Scroll Pack, Pico Header Pack, Pico Decker. So I'm going to show all this and I'm going to just take it out of the box and share with you guys. But overall, I spent about, including shipping, £188, right? So converted to SGD, I calculated it was about 200 and something, was it 300, close to around 300. So yeah, so shipping wise is always a challenge now that we are in this supply chain nightmare around the world. But I can see that things are getting better, things are improving, that's good. But yeah, shipping is still a pain right now. They definitely cost a lot more than before the pandemic situation. But yeah, let's get into the hardware, shall we? Alright, let me put this aside. Okay, so I ordered the Pico Unicorn because yeah, who doesn't like RGB LEDs, right? I mean, I have a custom workstation, gaming PC, because of my new career opportunity, and it has a lot of RGB already. So yeah, I do like RGB, but ultimately I was thinking about using these displays to do like when I'm doing my gaming live streams, I can write some sort of code or library to generate live emoji responses, when I'm doing my live streams, or like when I have a highlight moment in the game when I'm live streaming, I can do an emoji by hitting a key on the keyboard or something like that, just some thought. I might even just have a button or something. So I have the 7x16 RGB LED with 4 buttons. I love the packaging. Wow, the packaging feels so premium. It looks really good. I'm honestly quite impressed with the packaging. Oh yeah, before I go forward, I just want to say that I've rarely ordered anything from UK ever. I mean, if I ever did order something overseas, it's usually from the US or some other European country. The reason why I have never ordered anything from UK before is because somehow so weird they never ship to Singapore. I don't know why that is the case, but yeah, they don't ship to Singapore. But Pimoroni being the exception, the first exception I've come across so far, they actually allow shipping to Singapore, which is why I decided to get their products as well. If there was no shipping to Singapore, I would not have bought their items. So yeah, okay, so this is one of the products. I also got the Pico display. It's a 1.14-inch LCD, so really cool. I'm looking forward to seeing what I can do with this display, and maybe build something interesting with it as well. All right. Pico Scroll. So this is a white LED. It's all white LED. So you can check this up online, Pico Scroll. So yeah, it's nice for doing display, text, and so on. Obviously I bought another Pico, right? Because I always find that having one piece of hardware is just not enough. Because if I'm working on an idea and I'm working on a project and I have another idea, you know, and I only have one, then I'm stuck. So it's always nice to have an extra. So I got the pin headers so that I can solder it. I also got 3 Pico Proto bots, I think. These are the Proto shoes. Yeah, Pico Proto, that's what it's called. Right. Pico Proto, so I got 3 of them. I always like surplus, and honestly they are quite inexpensive, so yeah. This is something I really wanted. This is what I saw on one of the monthly editions of Hackspace magazine. So the Pico Explorer base is one of the things that was on my wish list. Like, you know, I had a pretty long list actually initially of all the things I really wanted, and then I eventually had to like streamline the list because I have to prioritize. You know, some things I may need to wait until a few months down the road when I have the budget to get it. But yeah, one of those things that was on my list that I wouldn't remove is the Pico Explorer base. So this is something that I really want to explore over the next couple of weeks, and I'll be happy to, you know, do subsequent videos, Instagram stories to share more about what I'm working on. So yeah, additional Pico. This is the Pico Decker. So it's a quad expander. So this is like 4 slots. So you can put a Pico on one side, and then you can put the different like displays on the 4 expansion slots that are available. So really cool. And then obviously my Raspberry Pi 4. I have 3 Raspberry Pi 4 in my possession right now. I have one 8GB model. I have 2 4GB models. One of the 4GB model is in a robotics project right now, but I'm stripping it down and gonna work on a hexapod soon. So that is for that project, and this one is gonna be for my own tinkering, may be doing some online videos and tutorials and so on. So this is for that. So the Raspberry Pi Sense Hat is not a new product. It's been around for quite long already, but it's one of the pieces of hardware that I actually did not have in my possession for a very long time, and I thought, you know, it's probably time that I get it and start using it. And you know, I have this book where it's the Getting Started with Raspberry Pi 4 or Raspberry Pi. Is it Raspberry Pi 4? It's just a beginner's guide. So part of the beginner's guide covers the Sense Hat. So if you're thinking of getting the book and you want to use the book, fully experience the book itself, it's good to have this in your possession, because otherwise you will follow the book to a particular point and then you realize that you can't really continue because you do not have the Pi Sense Hat. So I thought it's good that I put it out there so that you are aware that you need this. And finally, as a fellow content creator, I felt that, you know, I know that there is the free ebook version, right, of this book, as well as the Getting Started book for the Raspberry Pi. But I choose to pay for it because as a content creator myself. Now, most of the content that I'll be creating will be out of my own passion, and it really depends on case by case. So in some cases I will be working with brands because of brand sponsorships, so I get products for free, so I actually create content for them for free in return. So that's how I see it, and in some cases I get paid, obviously. So as a content creator myself, and I wouldn't call myself a professional content creator, but semi-professional maybe. In terms of yeah, semi-professional, I guess. So as a fellow content creator, I would hope to be able to support others, maybe in the hopes that, down the road, when I'm creating my own content, my own books, writing my own books, that others would also be willing to support me. I feel that it's good karma, right? So it's one of the reasons why I paid for the physical book. And I also love physical books, nowadays with everything being ebooks and such. Now I have a huge ebook collection, by the way, all paid and yeah, through subscriptions and so on. So I do have my own ebook collection, huge ebook collection, but nothing can ever beat being able to make notes, do some highlighting, writing notes, and pasting post-it notes in a physical book. So that is what I want to do, and partly also because I guess it's not official, but I may end up reviewing the book itself and writing about how I feel about the experience of using this book with the Raspberry Pi Pico. Alright, so with that, I will end this video here. Thanks for watching this, well, kind of unboxing video. I hope to share more about everything that I'm working on with Pimoroni products. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.